Thank you, Dean Owachi-Willig, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and guests, proud parents, family, friends, and our esteemed, once you get that diploma in your hands, law school graduates of the class of 2022. Congratulations. I'm thrilled to be here celebrating this monumental achievement with you. Before I begin, I would like to personally thank Dean Owachi-Willig for today's invitation and for affording me the extraordinary privilege of being your commencement speaker. It is an extra special honor, considering this year marks the 150th anniversary of BU Law, so happy birthday. I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge the many family members, parents, as I said, grandparents, siblings, children, significant others, and friends in the audience. I know the tremendous sense of pride you all must be feeling today. Seeing your graduate receiving their diploma, undoubtedly a dream, finally turned to reality after many, many years of school. And sadly, I hope not in many cases, more student loans than any of you ever want to think or talk about. I really hope that you feel a shared sense of accomplishment because each of you has played a role in these soon-to-be law school graduates' success through all of your love, support, and continued guidance. So graduates, let's give them a hand. So as the former elected DA of Suffolk County and your current U.S. Attorney for the District of Massachusetts, I've had the privilege of speaking all over this Commonwealth, New England, and the country to many different audiences about tons of topics. I get a lot of requests to speak, and I'll be honest, I don't always say yes. I'm the mom of an 18-year-old high school senior who runs track and is run in this very gym, and the guardian of two of my nieces, a 13-year-old Sixie at Boston Latin School, which actually means she's in 7th grade because Boston Latin loves to show everyone how smart they are by making things confusing and weird, as well as my 9-year-old niece who is a 3rd grader. So I don't have a lot of extra time or energy. And I'll be honest, I'm also trying to finish season 2 of Love is Blind, which is getting really good. Shayna just left Kyle, and she is starting all types of drama with Shane and Natalie, but I digress. When I am asked to speak, I usually say 2 things. Why me, and what about this opportunity intrigues me? So for example, if it were BB&N, UMass Amherst, Northeastern University School of Law, Georgetown University Law Center, Harvard Business School, who asked me, I get it, I went to those schools. When BU Law asked me, I had to do my due diligence. So I started digging. And this is the first thing I found. BU Law has played a disproportionately large role in shaping the city of Boston and the overall training and practice of law and governance across the country. Good for you, all right? I kept looking, right? And this is the next thing I found. Did you know that graduates of BU Law School one of them was the founding dean of Stanford Law School, Nathan Abbott. Another BU Law graduate founded Suffolk University School of Law, and BU Law grads were allegedly involved in starting Northeastern University School of Law and New England School of Law. So now I am intrigued, because why in the hell are all these BU Law graduates creating other law schools to compete with BU Law? I didn't find that answer, but it is obviously like dripping with drama and scandal. So my interest is piqued, but I kept researching because I am a lawyer. So I can tell you this, if there is a pantheon of BU Law School graduates, you would find city councilors, mayors, state attorney generals, lieutenant governors, members of Congress, including the first African-American elected to the US Senate by popular vote, Edward Brooke, and the first African-American woman elected to the US Congress from a southern state, Barbara Jordan. You'd find a US ambassador, a US Secretary of Defense, more groundbreaking judges than I can mention, but I'll mention a few. BU Law boasts the first Irish man ever appointed to the bench in Massachusetts. Joseph F. Quinn received his LLB in 1886. The first woman appointed Associate Justice in the Mass Superior Court, first South Indian person, first Hispanic person, and then our First Circuit Court of Appeals has the first woman, first Black person, and first Hispanic, all graduated from this school. Sandra Lynch, Roger E. Thompson, and Judge Juan Torreya. But, you know, we have other law schools that graduate good people too. So I was like, all right, I'm this much there to maybe give this speech. And in particular, this commencement is happening at 9 a.m., which means that I had to be here at 8 a.m., and then I had to wake up before 7, so I needed more. I kept digging, and this is what I found when I said yes. 2 graduates, David Kelly, JD 1983, and Elizabeth Halloway Marston, LLB 1918. So everyone knows David Kelly, and if you don't know, you really do know him. He did The Undoing, the miniseries with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Grant. Very good if you haven't watched it. Big Little Lies, David Kelly. Ally McBeal, The Practice, Boston Legal, LA Law, and Doogie Howser, MD. That's all David Kelly. This man has been intricately involved in my entire adult television watching life. And Elizabeth Halloway Marston, what did she do, you ask? She is the co-creator of the comic book character Wonder Woman, the most popular female comic book hero character of all time. So much of my early childhood was spent watching, obviously, tons of TV. And Wonder Woman, I'm sorry, you could not tell me Linda Carter wasn't the most beautiful, strong, golden lasso-having woman in the world. So that's when I said yes. So after all of that, I only have 3 pieces of wisdom I'd like to give to you today. The first one is, this is a noble profession. Now, all of you guys are gonna know somebody who has like tons of lawyer jokes. If you don't already have them, they will appear. I wanna warn you, these are the same people that when they get a drunk driving charge or like a speeding ticket are gonna call you to try to represent them. Ignore their calls, okay? But I am honestly here to tell you that being a lawyer is a noble profession. At every critical moment in our country's history, and we are at a critical moment right now, I believe we may be in the fight of our lives. Lawyers have been at the forefront and on the front lines, changing laws, sparking conversations, and starting movements, striving to always make our great nation even better and more inclusive. Guys, we get one life, one. Every single person deserves to live their life fully and authentically as who they are. And I need to be clear, nobody's authentic self is entitled to harm or humiliate or certainly not kill. There is no hierarchy as to who is more entitled to a full and authentic life. We all are. I was the district attorney on Saturday, June 26, 2021, when Nathan Allen, a self-proclaimed radicalized supremacist, murdered 2 Black people in Winthrop, Ramona Cooper and David Green. According to the FBI, in 2021, there were only 4 acts of domestic terrorism that met the definition of domestic violent extremism, specifically racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism. The sleepy seaside town of Winthrop, Massachusetts, was one of those 4. Less than a week later, on Thursday, July 1st, 2021, I stood in Brighton after a rabbi was brutally attacked in broad daylight in front of a Jewish day school. I called both of these incidents exactly what they were, hate crimes, and I've seen, sadly, many more of them as U.S. Attorney. The second point I want to make is that change rarely happens when we are happy and comfortable. You guys are now law school graduates. I'm 51 years old, so you guys are like babies or children to me. But think of the times in your short lives where you have grown and shifted, adapted and improved. Failures, losses, rejections, and closed doors. That's usually when it happens. They hurt and can be awful, but they are also the times when we grow the most. Opportunities that we may have never considered or may never have been available miraculously present themselves. I'm here to tell you that exceptional people fail. What distinguishes them is that exceptional people pick themselves up quicker than the rest of us. So don't be afraid of failure. When you fall, and you will, get up quickly. And I'm also, I'm always amused by the introductions people receive before they speak or win an award. It's usually like graduated at the top of their class, witty, strikingly handsome, won the Nobel Peace Prize, a scholar and a gentleman, reads to the elderly in their spare time. I want real introductions. He's been fired 2 times. She thinks she's balding. He's on his 5th marriage, right? Whatever it is. She woke up this morning and her knee hurt and she can't bend it. She doesn't have any medical ailments. She's just 50. And that's what happens, guys, when you get old, all right? But I'm here to tell you, everyone fails. Everyone fails and has failures and insecurities. If people are saying they don't, they are lying to you. I cannot tell you how many times I have been overlooked or what I believe underappreciated. But in every one of those failures and missed opportunities, I got exactly where I am today, and I am quite okay with that. Which luckily brings me to my 3rd and final point. Get in the game, get involved. It is so easy to complain from the sidelines or the audience or your mom's basement with a fake account and some avatar as your photo. Haters are rarely in the game. They don't run for office because no one would ever vote for them. They would never be elected. They don't offer viable solutions, they just complain and hate. Sometimes their noise is loud, it can be overwhelming. I am telling you to ignore it. Keep focused and keep moving toward your goals, whatever they are. If I listened to all of the people that told me that I couldn't or shouldn't do anything, like, for example, run for district attorney in Suffolk County, Massachusetts, which includes Boston, because a woman had never won since the office opened in 1806, I wouldn't be standing here as the first woman. Yeah. And won with 80% of the vote, but who's counting, right? I mean, of course, it's like, that's irrelevant, obviously. But I promise you, there are so many things that I was told I could never do. I want you to hear me tell you, you can make a difference, even at your young age. You do not have to wait like I did when I was a senior citizen to run for office or do something big. So get involved because we need you. And I am hoping and praying that one of you in this law school class of 2022 at BU makes the next Golden Girls, Columbo, Heart to Heart, or if we're talking movies, Fletch, Caddyshack, Beverly Hills Cop. It is possible, guys, because someone just made a new Top Gun and it comes out tomorrow. I am proud of you. We need you. Get involved. Thank you.